Caleb says, when I was 40, the Lord gave me strength to go into the land to spy it. 45 years later, Caleb says, I am still as strong as I was then. And that's because God sustained Caleb's strength for the task ahead. Please, man, while you wait to possess, don't lose your strength. Because there's nothing as tiring as waiting. Because waiting tires. I'll tell you, I wish I could tell you a story, but I'll tell you now that you get tired of waiting. Caleb then says, he says, number one, I'm coming here on the strength of the promise of God. Number two, I want to tell you that God has sustained me. And what Caleb is saying to Joshua is that God sustained me to possess. Come, man. God sustained me to possess. Brethren, there is absolutely no need for you to live this long and die empty. There's absolutely no reason why you should be kept alive and sustained. And when you die, you have nothing to show for the long life you lived. So Caleb says, there is one reason why God kept me. And he kept me because of this. Then he says, for these reasons, give me this mountain. For the reason of the promise, give me this mountain. For the reason of sustenance until here, give me this mountain. Caleb recognizes that getting into the land will require him to fight. But he says, I recognize the difficulty of this thing, but give me this mountain. He says, I recognize that I will have to fight for it, but give me this mountain. I recognize that there are people to drive out, but give me this mountain. Why, Caleb, sir, why do you want this mountain so badly? Caleb then says, because God promised it to me. Simply because God promised it to me. There are giants to come. I said this to you. The land is yours for the taking, but the land is not vacant. For you to possess the blessings that God has in store for you, please remember you have to fight. If you want your blessing, please remember you have to fight. Some of our blessings are locked in the enemy's hand. Please remember you have to fight. Some of these blessings, I said to someone the other day that your prayers are answered because we refuse to move. But Caleb says to Joshua, I recognize that I have to move to get this thing, but I say to you, give me this mountain. I want it on the merits of God's promise.